Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters. Today we're in Cancun on the wonderful beaches for 10 things that are going to shock you about Cancun. Now, obviously, it's a bit windy here, so you're not going to be here very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Cancun so you can actually hear the 10 shots because this place is fantastic. Now, the first thing that's going to shock you when you get to Cancun is when you get here, the insanity of the airport. Look, when you come out of departures, when you arrivals, when you've got your luggage and stuff like that, you're going to be bombarded with people trying to sell you timeshares, all-inclusives, getting a rental car, taxi. All these people just coming at you, go, and it can be quite overwhelming. Do not be pressured into a sales pitch. Do not be pressured to sign up for anything, okay? Because they are really good at it and they're on top of everybody, okay? Also, what'll shock you when you first get there is the price of the taxi from the airport into town is insane because it's not the normal taxis that go from the airport into town. They have to charge a lot more. It'll be cheaper to take a taxi to the airport than coming from the airport by far, like a third of the price. So what I recommend you do is your hotel will say, oh, we can send a driver to pick you up if you'd like, or we have transport. I recommend going through your hotel and just getting a transport that will pick you up at the airport, because what's cool about it, it gives you a reason to go by everybody. So, oh, I need a taxi. Oh no, I've already got a ride. I have somebody picking me up. Sorry, I can't wait. Can't talk. Sorry. It gives you that chance to just get out of there because it can be quite like shockingly oppressive with how many people are there. And also it's cheaper if you arrange a driver from the airport before you come versus taking a taxi there. Now, another thing I think I'll throw in there with that shock when you first come here is when you go to the ATM. Look, when you go to ATMs here in Cancun, you're going to find a lot of them that just dispense dollars. And the thing is, with those dollars ones, they're charging you a fee to use it, plus they're going to change another fee for exchange rate, all kinds of stuff. So, for example, I needed to pay for a tour. The tours here you got to pay in cash sometimes, okay? So I had to get out $400. All right, so $400, I ended up paying $40 in fees. So that $400 was $440 to get out. So just realize those ATM fees are going to be insane. And trying to find ATMs that spit out pesos is not as easy as it sounds. So if you're looking for an ATM to use pesos, to get pesos with, make sure you go to a bank. A bank will have the ones in pesos. The ones you see around in all the tourist areas, they're usually spitting out dollars, and it is okay. You can pretty much pay with dollars everywhere here in Cancun. It's not a problem, and they'll probably give you back your change in pesos, but hey, at least you can use your dollars and don't have to worry about that, okay? But man, those ATM fees and the insanity of that first when you get out of there, that is probably the biggest shock when you come here, okay? Now, the second thing that's going to shock you when you come here is how beautiful this place is with the beaches. I mean, the beaches are fantastic here in Cancun, and the water, it's always warm. We're here in February, and literally it was like bath water going in, and the sand is so smooth on your feet. It is so wonderful. And all the beaches are public beaches here in Cancun, and it's all owned by the government. The problem is you'll be shocked of how difficult it is to actually get onto the public beach because there's very few entrances, part of the beaches that aren't taken up by resorts or hotels or stores or whatever, and so you got to find these little tiny entrances to get onto those public beaches. So what I recommend you do is ask your hotel people, hey, where's the closest beach or where's the closest public beach I can get to, and go there, but tell them, hey, where exactly is the entrance? And what we actually did is we were coming back from this water park, and we asked the taxi driver, drop us off at exactly the entrance to this beach, not near it, not before it or after it, like right at it. And that really helped because then we were dropped off right there. Because man, trying to find the entrance, it's shockingly difficult to find these beautiful beaches. Now, the third thing that's going to shock you or fry you when you come here to Cancun is the sun. You will be shocked how burned you can get here. You think, oh, well, I'm going to the beach. Of course I'm going to wear sunblock. Well, yes, but the thing is you don't just get burned going to the beach. You could be walking around in the hotel zone. You could be going to the Mayan ruins and stuff like that, and you can get burned very easily because it gets hot and stuff like that. So make sure you bring really good sunblock. Jocelyn brought sunblock for her this time, but didn't bring it for me. I used 50, she used 30, and I multiple times applied, and I still got red some places. So do reapply, and do be careful with that because yes, you will get fried. You got little kids, lather them up, okay? Because you can get it pretty bad here. Now the fourth thing that's going to shock you when you come here is when you get out of your all-inclusive resorts and all these kind of things, the Mayan ruins that are around here. There are so many Mayan temples you can go to, ruins you can go see. Obviously Chichen Itza is the biggest one out there. It's one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Go see the huge pyramid there, but they'll tell you it's not a pyramid, okay? But go there and see that. You can go to Tulum, which is right on the coast. There's all kinds of great ruins around here. Climb up Koba, you can go see that. There are all these things, and you'll be shocked, like, wow, look at all this history. Cancun isn't just drinking tequila all day long and hitting the beach. You can get culture in it too, so make sure you take that time. If you only take one day to do a tour, do one to go and explore those cultures, because you'll be shocked how cool all these things are. Now, the fifth thing that shocks tourists when they come here to Cancun is, yes, I know I talked about the beaches, I talked about the Mayan stuff, but there's even more than that. You've got all kinds of culture and cool stuff to do around Cancun. If you want to go to Adventure Park, you know, we went to Adventure Park last night, this big, huge water park, you can go do that. You can go see some of the eco parks around here to go check those things out. You can go actually into Cancun. Look, the hotel district, the Zona Hoteleria, the hotel zone is not all of Cancun. There's actually a city over there, and you can go there and explore. Avenida Tulum, you can see the ceviche statues, which is basically like starfish and snails, shells and stuff like that. But that is kind of a symbol of the city to get a picture there. Also, you can go to Mercado 28 or Mercado 28. You can go there and check that out to do your market shopping and negotiating and stuff like that. So there is more to Cancun than just beach, Chichen Itza. So go and explore. That's why this makes such a great holiday destination for all ages, because they have stuff for young people, you know, a party and going spring breakers, but also for families like us to go do stuff as a family together. My kids have loved it here. I've seen retirees that are down here retiring. You got these people with these boats here that come down here to enjoy themselves. There's so much to do for everybody. You want to go sport fishing, you can do that. It is really cool. Snorkeling, diving, go to Isla Mujeres. They got stuff in the water you can go dive into. There's so much other great stuff out there, which leads us into the sixth thing that shocks people when they come here is how much tourist infrastructure they really have in Cancun and this whole region. The roads are really good. You see tourist agencies all over the place selling tours, all kinds of stuff. Lots of people speaking English, and it's crazy because literally like everybody in the tourist trade will speak at least some English, and they speak it really well here. You go to other parts of Mexico, it's hit and miss with the English, but here it's all over, and they do a really great job of making your visit to Cancun as simple as possible, which is awesome for a tourist, because getting from the airport to the hotel zone and signing up for tours and going out to eat and all these kind of things, it's all taken care of. So make sure you realize that, hey, if I'm not sure what I should do about, when I get here, there'll be plenty of stuff to help you figure it all out. You want to rent a car, they can get you that, and you can drive all around here. It is a really cool thing. Now, the seventh thing that might shock you when you come here is the insane number of tourists and the number of insane tourists that are here. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, Cancun is for all people and everybody can enjoy it. And so you will have people that are here, literally, I'm here for an all-inclusive for a week, I'm going to the bar, and then maybe the beach, and then back to the bar, and you will see people drinking it up, having a great time. So they'll be insane, crazy, having fun. But also just the number of people that come here during December and January, make sure you book early, okay? Spring break, so like March, April in the US time, that's like big spring break time. All the college students are coming down here to party. You want to plan around these things. May through September, that's the low season, okay? But make sure when you come here, you realize, look, there's a ton of people coming here, so make sure you pick the right property to stay at that's right for you. So do your research, because there's places that are better for college students coming here. There's ones that are better for families coming here. There's better ones for people that just want to chillax, singles, all kinds of stuff. There's better properties for each one of those. So make sure you do kind of book ahead and research ahead, because with the insane number of tourists and the number of insane tourists, you don't want to get lumped in the wrong one, okay? So you'll be shocked with some of those things. Now, the eighth thing that might shock you when you come here, which I highly doubt will shock you, is how great the weather can be. We're here in February and it's in the 80s, so like the mid to high 20s in Celsius every day. It has been fantastic here. We've had sun. I think there's a couple clouds there this morning. Yeah, I mean, it is really great here. You really will enjoy the weather, but I will tell you, there's a reason why May through September is low season, because it can get very, very, very hot. So make sure you do stay hydrated drinking water, but do not drink the tap water here, okay? Drink bottled water. And to stay hydrated, alcohol does not count. Drink bottled water. Also, one thing I found here is the grapefruit soda is fantastic. Either a Fanta or a Fresca or Squirt. Drink that because it's very refreshing. And what's cool is that grapefruit soda, that's how the locals will drink their tequila. They'll mix it together and drink it like that. That's the way to go, okay? Now, the ninth thing that might shock you when you come here is if you decide to drive. Wow. Look. In general, the driving in Cancun is a little aggressive, let's say. For example, when we took a taxi out to, the Mercado 28, we went to the center of town, El Centro, from the tourist district, okay, the hotel zone. We almost got killed by 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 different buses in our taxis. I'm like, oh man, it can be a bit hair-raising driving in Cancun. Outside of Cancun, when you're going on the highways and stuff like that, it's not so bad, but in the city and stuff like that, you really got to be careful because it can be quick. And always be paying attention. Don't be playing with your phone or any of those things. Set your GPS where you want to go, Waze or whatever. Set that before you get in the car, so then when you get in, you can just go and follow that versus trying to figure it out while you go, because cars and buses and everything are moving around, so you really need to be careful. Also, what shocks some tourists when they get here is if you get caught speeding, they can make you pay the speeding fine on the spot. So we met a guy last night who had to pay an 800 peso fine because he got in trouble for speeding and something else on the road. And they said, you have to pay right now, because they can do that to you. So don't speed when you're here because you could get nailed for it, okay? Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean the rules of the road go on vacation too. So do pay attention to those things, all right? Now, one thing I will say is if you are gonna drive here, I recommend not driving too late at night. Not for anything really, really bad, but just because of safety factors, I would recommend doing your stuff during the day so then you can get back, enjoy your tequila or tecate or whatever. In the evening time, don't drink and drive here, by the way. Not cool anywhere in the world, especially here, okay? But just be careful with the driving because you will be shocked like how crazy it can be. And that leads us actually into the next shock we have is how much bargaining and negotiating you have to do when you come here. Look, one thing is you don't want to drive, so you're going to take taxis. There's no meter on the taxis. You negotiate the price when you get in the taxi or before you get in the taxi. So you're like, hey, how much are you gonna pay me to go into town? They're like, oh, 15 US. I'm like, what about 10? Okay. And so we kind of negotiate, and you can pay in dollars or pesos. Like I said, they'll give you change back in pesos or dollars actually sometimes, but you negotiate that price before you get in. Also, if you go to the markets or you go to the tourist markets and stuff like that, they'll always say one price and you can always negotiate down, and it gets really annoying because you always have to do it again and again and again. Also, on the tours, if you're going and you're going to a pop-up stand, okay, that's selling tours, one, I recommend to be very careful because sometimes they could rip you off, and also those they'll tell you whatever you want to hear. Oh, we leave at 7 o'clock in the morning. What about breakfast? Oh, there'll be breakfast on there. They'll give you water on there. You'll have all this stuff. Don't worry. Yeah, we were told that. There was no breakfast, there was no water, so luckily I packed a bunch of stuff. So if you're gonna be signed up for all these tours, bring your water, bring your swimsuit, bring some snacks, because you never know how long it's gonna be depending on who's selling it to you, okay? So what a lot of people recommend is, hey, sign up with the one in your hotel. The thing is, the tours in your hotel, you don't really get to negotiate too much, so you will pay more for it, but you do get to have somebody to complain to if there is something wrong, okay? Now, if you go to a normal store, like a supermarket or OXXO, like the little convenience stores around here, you don't negotiate those prices. I'm talking about like the tourist markets and things like that, okay? Now, I have 2 bonus shocks when you come here. One, the all-inclusives. Look, you can stay in a normal hotel kind of setting like we're staying at this time, or you can stay in all-inclusive like I have before. And those all-inclusives, when they say all-inclusive, they mean it. You'll be shocked how many people never leave that all-inclusive. And that's okay, because think about it. They've taken care of everything for you. The food, the drinks, the fun, the excitement, and most of the time you can walk right onto the beach. But the thing is, you'll be shocked when you go there is how little local cuisine and culture are in those all-inclusives. So if you do want to have that, ask the people there, hey, what's the actual food that's actually typical from the locals here? There's a certain pork you want to have when you're here. They might have that. I remember I was at one all-inclusive on the other side of the hotel zone, and literally I had to ask the local guys, I'm like, hey, what's the actual local food that you have here? It's like, oh, we have one thing. You need to go to that lady over there and specifically ask for this kind of pork. And I went over there, she's like, oh my goodness, someone's actually ordering this, because everyone else tends to order these other things. So the all-inclusives, they're everywhere, they're huge, but realize that you might be shocked at how little the local culture you'll get when you do that. That's why I say go out and check out the ruins and the city and stuff like that. And then my 12th shock is how much fun you're gonna have at the cenotes. A cenote is a sinkhole, okay, so that you see this hole in the ground, and down there's this huge water, like lake in the ground you can go and swim in. They're very deep. If you cannot swim, rent a life jacket, okay? If you're not a very good floater or water treader, treading waterer, I don't know how you say that, get a life jacket, because they can go down, you know, hundreds of feet, okay? It can be dangerous, so make sure you do, you know, put one on if you need one. But they are really amazing. We went with the kids and they loved it. They're like, oh my God, I'm here, and the vines are hanging down, and the stalagmites and stalactites and all this kind of stuff. It's so cool. They really loved it. It is really shockingly awesome. So if you get a chance, go to one of the cenotes. There's a lot around here. And if you sign up for some of the tours, whether you're going to Coba or Tulum or Chichen Itza, you'll probably have a cenote included in there. So make sure you bring your trunks and have a good time, okay? So I hope you like your 10 shocks of visiting Cancun. The beaches are awesome. The taxis from the airport, not so awesome, but it is a great place. Go and enjoy Chichen Itza, go and see the cenotes, go hit the beach, enjoy the tequila and grapefruit juice, and have some great times here, because Cancun is wonderful. So bye from the beach here in Cancun.